Hello everyone, greetings of the day. Welcome to the webinar series of competitive exams in life sciences. I myself, Rasika Patil, welcome you all on behalf of Department of Botany, Shri Shivaji College of Arts, Commerce and Science, Akola. Resource person of today's session is Mr. Himanshu Jaiswal, Assistant Professor, Department of Botany, D Patil Sangludkar College, Daryapur. In short, our introduce of today's resource person. He is NET LS and JRF cleared since 12 times with All India ranking 5th in December 2015. His qualification is MSc in Biotech and Botany. PhD is pursuing ICAR ASRB NET cleared, GATE cleared, CSIR UGC NET JRF cleared and also SET cleared. I welcome you, sir.
Hello everyone. Myself, Mr. Himanshu Jaiswal, Assistant Professor in Department of Botany, D Patil Sangludkar Mahavidyalaya, Daryapur, run by Shri Shivaji Education Society, Amravati. Friends, today I am here to discuss strategies for the preparation of CSIR UGC NET LS and JRF examination in life sciences. I'm very much thankful to Dr. R.M. Visesar, Principal, Shri Shivaji College of Arts, Commerce and Science, Akola, for organizing this webinar series. I'm very much thankful to organizer Dr. A.S. Raut sir, coordinator of IQAC, convener Dr. Umaya madam, head department of botany, and organizing secretary of this wonderful webinar series, Dr. Prashant Deshmukh sir, assistant professor in department of botany. Dear friends, the first question that appears in our mind while we go for preparation of any examination is that, am I eligible for this examination? So if you are appearing in the MSc, that is you are in the MSc first year or in the MSc second year, or even if you have qualified the MSc or any equivalent degree, integrated BS-MS degree, BS 4-year course, BE, BTech, BPharm and MBBS, then you can appear for the CSIR UGC NET examination. Right? For life sciences, if you have MSc in botany, MSc in zoology, biotechnology, biochemistry, bioinformatics, so you can appear for this examination. Now, what is the minimum criteria of marks and age to appear for this examination? This examination has two portions. One is LS and JRF, that we'll discuss later. Firstly, we'll see the minimum criteria for this examination. The first category is open category. The candidates, specifically the male candidates from the open category, they need 55% of marks in their post graduation, and the upper age limit to appear for the JRF examination is 28 years, and there is no upper age limit for the LS. OBC candidates who are having a non-creamier certificate, they need 55% to appear for this examination, and the borderline of age for appearing JRF is 31 years. There is no upper age limit for LS in any category. The students who are from SC, ST and physically disabled category, they need minimum 50% marks in their post graduation, and the upper age limit for JRF is 33 years and there is no upper age limit for the LS. Female candidates, they need 55% marks to appear for this examination, and the upper age limit is 33 years, and there is no upper age limit for the LS. Now, the next question is when the exam is conducted. This exam is conducted on the third Sunday of June every year and on the third Sunday of December every year. Now, the application forms of this exam are released in mid-March and they are available for about a month to the mid-April. You can see the links in the presentation, which you can use for the assessing the CSIR NET examination details. Next question that appears is, if I will qualify this examination, what will be the benefits and what are the opportunities that I will open up after qualifying this examination? Dear friends, this examination is classified into two categories. One is NET LS and another is NET JRF. LS stands for the lecturership, means if you are going to qualify this examination in LS category, then you will be eligible for applying the post of assistant professors in colleges, universities and institutes across the India. Other examinations like Maharashtra SET or any state level examination will give you this eligibility for limited for the state only. But CSIR, if you qualify the CSIR NET LS, then you will get opportunity to apply throughout the India. Next is the NET JRF examination, and the NET JRF examination, that is means this criteria is sorry, junior research fellowship. If you qualify the junior research fellowship, you will get benefits of both LS and JRF. This means that if you are eligible for JRF, you must apply for JRF. Then if you apply for JRF, if you score high marks, you will get JRF. If you score bit less marks, you can score LS, right? So those students who are fit in the age criteria for JRF, they must apply for the JRF examination. Next is what is JRF and what are the benefits of JRF? JRF basically stands for the Junior Research Fellowship. Junior Research Fellowship is given to the students who are doing their research and PhD in any recognized research institute across the India. The amount of fellowship is very good. You can see in the slide that if you join a PhD, for the first 2 years of PhD, you are going to get around 38,440 rupees per month, including means if you are in the city which is having 24% HRA. And next is the senior research fellowship, which is given to the next 3 years of your research, and that is around 43,400 rupees. This means that in the duration of 5 years of PhD, you will receive approximately 25 lakh rupees as a stipend, and this is a quite good amount. I don't think that any MSc student will get this much amount of the payment if he joins any industry or any teaching institute just after his MSc. One more thing is, if you qualify the examination in your MSc, then what will happen that if you as soon as you pass the MSc examination, you can start your research and you can join from the next day of your result. you can join the result from next day of your, you can join research from next day of your result of MSc. Please note that the amount of stipend varies according to the city from 8%, 16% to 24%. Then we'll go for the cutoffs of this examination. In last examination, that is in December 2019, the cutoff for this examination for the open category or unreserved category is 54.50%, and for the LS category it is 49.05%. Dear students, the cutoff for every category varies, but I will personally suggest you that you should not focus on from which category you are. If you target to score more than 65 or 60%, then you will surely qualify this examination in present scenario. Dear students, what happens actually during this examination? Students often focus on their percentage which is required to qualify in their category, and what happens is that they fail by just by 2 or 3% because they set a quite low borderline for them. So students, set a high score, target a high score, and qualify this examination. Now the next question that we must address is the examination pattern. Dear students, the CSIR UGC NET paper is divided into 3 categories: Part A, Part B, and Part C. The total number of questions from Part A is 20, out of which you need to solve any 15 questions. And this part is having a total weightage of 15%, that is 1% for each right answer. There is 1/4 negative marking. This means that if you put a wrong answer in this questions, then you will be deducted by minus 0.25%. Next is the part B. This part is having 50 questions, and out of which you need to solve any 35 questions. If you solve 35 questions correctly, you can get 35%, that is 1% for each question, and there is a negative marking of minus 25%. Third is the part C. In part C, there are total 75 questions, and you need to solve only 25 questions out of that. Means 50 questions are in option. So you have lot of options in this part, and this part is most important part of CSIR, as it is having 50% weightage out of the total percentage. So each question of this part has 2 marks, so 25 questions, 2% for each right answer, 50% will be there. And again there is minus 1/4 negative marking, that is minus 0.5% will be reduced if you put a wrong answer. The next thing that comes in mind, okay, I know the details of examination, but how to prepare for this examination? And most of the students often say that, sir, I don't know basic, I haven't studied much in my graduation, in post graduation, so what I can do, can I qualify this examination? Dear students, it is completely okay that if you are not having basic knowledge, but you can acquire this knowledge using some basic books which are published by the Pathfinder Academy, Delhi. These are the books. These books are very informative, and they have very good presentation of the topics. For evolution unit, I will suggest you the book written by Dr. Kailash Chaudhary sir on organic evolution. Now, what to do once I go through the basic books? After going through the basic books, you need to go for the reference books, and that is again important thing for the better understanding of the subject. Dear students, the list of books, reference books is mentioned in front of you. You can use these books for the preparation of a net and net examination. And this is my choice of books. These books I found very suitable for the preparation of net examination. Now the next thing is from where I can get these reference books. Dear students, you can get these reference books from the PDF drive from libgen.com, or the third link which is given, Smart Learning Academy. Now the next thing is the preparation of means the practice of MCQ questions from life sciences. Dear students, this is very important aspect of the preparation that you must solve number of questions, different types of questions for previous year questions to get better understanding of the subject and to get understanding which type of questions are asked in the examination. For this, you can use the following books. The first book and one of the most good book is Objectives in Life Sciences, written by Dr. Kailash Chaudhary sir. Next two books are from the Pathfinder publications. These books are very good, and particularly the test and evaluation book is very good for the practicing MCQ questions. Now, again, there is a question in your mind that from where I should prepare for the part A. For the part A, you must prepare from the book written by Shri sir on the general aptitude, A New Outlook. So this book is good for practice and for the topic preparation. Now we will go for the topic wise weightage of part A. Dear students, the part A is basically general aptitude. This means that you won't find any question from the life science in this topic. Students, important topics of this part is mentioned in the along with their weightage. You can see logical reasoning 25 to 30%, geometry 20 to 25%, graphical numbers 10 to 12%, distance and time 10 to 12%, a probability based question 10 to 12%, numbers and series 8 to 12%, analytical and numerical ability based questions 5 to 10%, and profit and loss 5 to 8%. So this is this weightage I have calculated by analyzing past few year questions. Now the next thing is the part B and part C in the life sciences. We will go for the unit wise weightage and important topics of this part. The first and the most important unit of CSIR is biochemistry. Biochemistry is the base of everything. If you want to understand units of CSIR, and if you want to understand basically biology, you must understand biochemistry. The weightage of this unit in part B is 16 to 18%. In part C, it is 8 to 10%. This biochemistry is base of the complete syllabus, means it is the base of cell biology, molecular biology, immunology, developmental biology, plant and animal physiology, techniques. So I will suggest you don't skip this unit. Now, what are the important topics of this unit? Dear students, keep in mind that you have to prepare all the topics from this unit, but you have to put more focus on the following points from the syllabus. The first is non-covalent interactions. Non-covalent interactions, also called as weak interactions. There are 4 non-covalent interactions on which questions are asked continuously in the part B. The next is the concept of pH. Again, it is very important topic and it needs thorough preparation. Problem based on the pH are asked in the part B. The third and the most important topic is protein structure, the structure of amino acids, how the amino acids are joined to each other by the peptide bond, what are the characteristic properties of that peptide bond, and the dihedral angles. Everything you must know, and the Ramachandran plot you must know about this topic. Next is the structure and types of DNA. This topic is important as far as the questions are concerned and as far as the unit number 3 is concerned, and also the techniques which are based on this topic. So students, go for the detailed study of the structure of DNA, the monomeric units, how they form polymer, what is the 3' end, what is the 5' end, how the phosphoester bonds are formed, which type of reaction takes place. You need to know every basic of this topic. Some important topics from this DNA is Chargaff's rule, sugar puckering, conformations of DNA. The next topic is lipids, that is phospholipids, glycolipids, and plasma membrane components. Dear students, lipids are important not in the view of the weightage of questions, but they're important to understand the dynamics of plasma membrane in the unit 2, how the plasma membrane is formed, what are the stabilizing forces, what is the nature of plasma membrane, who can cross the plasma membrane, and everything. Means if you know to if you want to understand about the cellular transport, you must study lipids in very detail. The next topic is enzymes. It is one of the most favorite topic of CSIR. Every time you will find 1 or 2 questions from part C, in part C from this topic. Enzyme classification, enzyme kinetics, Michaelis-Menten enzymes, allosteric enzymes, and enzyme inhibition. What are the types of inhibition? What are the inhibitors? You must know this for the CSIR. The next is metabolic pathways. The metabolic pathways like glycolysis, linkage, TCA, ETS are universal, means they are present from bacteria, means excluding linkage and TCA, they are present in all the organisms, eukaryotes. So these topics are very important. But what you have to study in these topics is you must study the conditions in which these pathways are operated. Next is you must study the enzymes involved in it. You must study the steps of that pathway. Regulation of the pathway by the cellular components like ATP, ADP, energy, amount of energy in the cell, and the extracellular regulation of the cell by hormones, just like glycolysis is regulated by the insulin and glucagon. So you must know this topics for the better understanding of life sciences. Next is vitamins. That is, they work as coenzymes, they work for the blood clotting, vision. There are many deficiency disorders which are related to the enzymes. Dear students, this topic is not important as far as the questions are concerned, but keep in mind that enzymes are important, and if you want to study enzyme in better way, you must study coenzymes. Some vitamins are hematopoietic, they promote the cellular division in the blood cells, so you should know about this vitamins. Next important topics is thermodynamics. Thermodynamics is the basically the energy transformations in the biological system, and again questions are coming from this topic from many years. You have to focus on the delta G, that is Gibbs free energy change for the biochemical reactions. This is all about the biochemistry. Next is the cellular organization. This unit has weightage of 10 to 12% in part B, and in part C it has a weightage of 6 to 8%. This unit is linked with many other units, so I will suggest you to do not skip this unit. This is quite small unit. It contains the structure and function of plasma membrane, composition of plasma membrane. In last few years, questions are asked from the lipid raft, so you need to study this. Next is the next point and important point is transport across the plasma membrane. Dear students, you need to focus on the micromolecular transport across the plasma membrane, which is mediated by the channels and pumps. Students, how the molecule enter in the cell, how they exit the cell, like molecules like glucose, sodium, ions like sodium, potassium. So you need to study this in detail. Next is the next important topic of this pathway is of this portion is secretory pathway. Students, secretory pathway is basically the pathway for the production and of secretory proteins and their release. Students, this pathway is important, and you have to study how the proteins, what are the sorting signals that captures the protein and send in this pathway, and also you must know about the targeting of this proteins in different cellular organelles and out of the plasma membrane. Students, the next point is organelles, and you need to study the structure, function, and disorders which are related to these organelles. The next topic is very much important topic, cell cycle. You should know the cell cycle, that is the stages of cell cycle, G1 phase, S, G2, M, in very detailed manner. The regulation of cell cycle, checkpoints, how the cell cycle is regulated by the cyclin proteins and CDKs, mutations related to the cell cycle, and mutations which are leading to the apoptosis and cancer in the cell. The next topic is packaging of genetic material, that is condensation of genetic material from DNA to nucleosome to solenoid and till the chromosomes. So go for these topics. Next topic is the interconversion of euchromatin and heterochromatin. Before 3 or 4 years, a lot of questions are continuously asked from this topic. That is, what is the site of acetylation, what is the site of methylation, how the euchromatin is converted into heterochromatin, and vice versa. Third one, the last one is microbial physiology, that is growth, yield characteristics, and stress response of microorganisms. This topic is important for the CSIR. So doubling time of bacteria, growth kinetics, you will find it in it. Now the third and important unit is molecular biology. Weightage for the part B is 10 to 12%. For C, it is 8 to 12%. It is one of the most important unit, and don't skip this unit at any cost. I'm saying don't skip this unit at any cost. Most of the students find the study of this unit very difficult, but I will assure that if you'll go for the study from the book written by Watson, you will get a lot of interest in this topic. Now the next is important topics from the molecular biology. Dear students, the replication in prokaryotes, replication in eukaryotes, enzymes involved in the prokaryotic and eukaryotic replication, properties of the enzymes, characteristics of replication, semi-conservative mode, dispersive mode of replication, bidirectional replication, mechanism of replication is important in both pro and eukaryotes, formation of phosphodiester bonds. Every aspect of this is important. So don't miss any detail of this part. Next is mutations. That includes spontaneous and induced mutations, chemical and physical mutagens. Again, it is a favorite topic of CSIR. You should know what are the chemical mutagens, how they create mutation, how they lead to cancer, what changes they make in DNA. So go for this topic. DNA repair. So types of DNA repair. You must go for the DNA repair in detail. Transcription. This is the central part of the unit and important component of central dogma of molecular biology. Transcription in pro and eukaryotes is very important. Structure of the genes, enzymes involved in the transcription, RNA processing, structure of RNA polymerase, prokaryotic and eukaryotic RNA polymerase, activity of these RNA polymerase is very important. Next is translation in prokaryotes and eukaryotes. This topic is also important. Means if you want to study molecular biology, you should study all these in sequence. Replication, problems in replication, DNA repair, transcription, post-transcriptional processing, translation in pro and eukaryotes. So you should go for the structure of ribosomes, RNA, charging mechanisms, everything about this topic. Gene regulation in bacteriophage lambda, that is in viruses. Dear students, today the world is facing huge problem of this corona pandemic, and my intuition says that there will be more questions from the related to the viruses in upcoming examinations. So go for this topic, and this topic is also important if you preview the questions from last few years. Then you must go for the preparation of lacoperon. This topic was the favorite topic of CSIR before 5-7 years. So you should go for the regulation of lacoperon, in which conditions it is regulated, glucose concentration, lactose concentration. You should go for every detail, merozygotes. Right? The last one is RNA interference, that is RNA. Dear students, this is important topic because this miRNA, siRNA, they regulate the gene expression in a cell. So I will suggest you to go for this topic. Now, the unit number 4, that is cell communication and cell signaling. Generally, people call it as immunology, but it has two parts. One is immunology, another is cell communication. So, students, for part B, it has weightage of 12 to 14%. For part C, it has weightage of 12 to 14%. This unit is important for the developmental biology, for studying developmental biology, plant and animal physiology, and immunological techniques. So if you prepare signaling in very detail, you will get lot of help in developmental biology, plant and animal physiology, hormonal signaling, signaling by the secondary metabolites, signaling by the light. You will get a very high benefit in these topics. Immunological techniques are based on immunology, and you must know the basis and the structure of antibody, what is primary antibody, what is secondary antibody. So for this, I will suggest you don't skip this. Now we will go for the important topics of signaling and immunology, that is unit number 4. The first and the most important topic of this unit is cancer. Students, cancer is a hot topic in CSIR. Lot of questions are continuously asked from this topic. Dear students, this topic you need to study it in very detail. You have to study how the proto-oncogenes are converted into oncogenes, how the tumor suppressor genes are deactivated due to various reasons, gain and loss of function mutations, stages of cancer, and anti-cancer drugs. I will suggest you to go in every detail of this topic at gene level and at the level of regulation, and study this topic after studying the cell cycle. The next important topic of immunology is cell and cell matrix interactions. That is called as basically cell adhesion molecules. Again, lot of questions are asked from this topic, and these questions are mainly match the pair type questions. Cell signaling is important as far as the questions are coming from the topic, and also for the study of developmental biology, for the study of animal and plant physiology. This point is important. The next is immunology. Most of the peoples from the botany background, they find this topic very hard, but dear students, this topic is very easy if you study it properly and from the proper sources. I will suggest you to use a book written by the QA, that is Immunology by the QA, for the preparation of this unit. This book is very good and it has every detail of immunology. One more thing, when you study immunology, study it in stepwise manner. Don't skip any topic of immunology. And also this immunology is important for the unit number 3, that is unit number 13, that is techniques. The next unit is developmental biology, that has weightage of 14 to 16% in part B and 12 to 15% in part C. Dear students, this unit contains plant and animal development, how a single cell develops into a tissue, an organ, and finally how the organism is formed. Every details of that is present in this topic. In this topic, in this unit, the first topic is basic concept of development. Dear students, the basic concept of development includes potency, commitment, specification, competence, and growth. This is important topic as far as the examination and understanding is concerned. Next is the gametogenesis, that is formation of sperms and eggs in males and females. This topic is important as many questions are asked from this topic, and you should go for stepwise study of this topic. And in case of oogenesis, you must know where the where the egg is arrested, how much period it is arrested, what is the molecular mechanism behind the arrest. Next is the egg sperm interaction in case of sea urchin and humans. Students, this is again important topic, and there are a lot of steps in each of the interaction. So you must know the sequence of steps during the egg sperm interaction. This is important topic. The cell surface receptors of egg and sperm, how they interact, how the zona pellucida is degraded, what is the function of acrosome. You should know every aspect in detail. Next is the axis and pattern formation in case of Drosophila. This is the favorite topic of CSIR. You all know that this is the favorite topic of zoologist as well as the CSIR. So go for the detailed study of this topic: anterior posterior axis determination, dorsal ventral axis determination, maternal cytoplasmic determinants who decide these axis determination, boycoid protein, nanos protein, dorsal and ventral protein, signaling molecules and receptors involved in the pattern formation and signaling cascade. Next is the vulva formation in case of C. elegans and cell aggregation and differentiation in Dictyostelium discoidum. This topic is important for the development because in case of C. elegans you can see that one cell is regulating fate of 6 cells, and thus many questions are asked from this topic. Next is the limb development in vertebrates. Students, this is again a hot topic of CSIR. Questions are coming from this topic. You go for the signaling molecules, how the limb formation is done, role of retinoic acid in the formation of limbs, and bone morphogenic protein, and there are a lot of things, apical ectodermal ridge. So go for this topic. One topic from the plant development which is very important is the development of floral meristem and floral organs in Arabidopsis and Antirrhinum. So students, ABC model of flowering is one of the most important topic of CSIR. So go for this. In case of animal physiology, unit number 7, the weightage is low. Part B is having 5 to 8% weightage, part C is having 5 to 8% weightage. But this unit is comparatively easy for the zoologist and also for the botanist. Important topics of this unit is circulatory system, autogenic mechanism of heart contraction, and one of the most important topic is electrocardiogram. Dear students, in every examination questions are asked from this ECG topic, and many students, they are unable to solve these questions because they find this topic hard, but this topic is really interesting if you understand it properly. Next is the respiratory system. Respiratory system that is basically the system of transport of gases in your body, transport of O2 and CO2. You should know the breathing volumes, the tidal breathing, partial pressure of the gases, how the gases diffuses, how the hemoglobin captures oxygen in the lungs, how it releases it in tissue, how the CO2 enters in the blood, how carbonic acid is formed, and how this carbonic acid is again converted into CO2 in the lungs, and how it is released. Right. Next is the excretory system, that includes mechanism of filtration, filtration pressure, regulation of the blood and urine volume, and hormonal regulation of this. This topic is very important. Questions are coming from this topic, mainly from the hormonal regulation. The next important topic is endocrine system. Questions are asked about the functions of hormones and the production sites and how they are received, how they signal. So this is again important topic. And sensory organs, if you go through the last 4-5 year questions, you will find there are a lot of questions from this topic. Now the unit number 8, that is genetics. It is having two part. Its for weightage in part B is 5 to 7%, and in part C it is 8 to 10%. It is most conceptual and interesting unit of CSIR, and if you prepare it thoroughly and practice it in very good way, you can score very good marks in this unit, because if you are excellent, you will get there is very less chances that you will put a wrong answer in the paper. So these are the important topics of genetics. Mendelian genetics, the base of genetics. You cannot go for the study of genetics without studying Mendelian genetics, extension of Mendelian principles, codominance, incomplete dominance, and gene interactions, linkage and crossing over. It is the hot topic of CSIR. Questions are coming from this. Population genetics. It is my favorite topic, and it is the topic that brings you interest, that is very conceptual, and problems are in every examination. Problems are asked from this topic, and these problems are in part C. So if you will get 2 problems of this on this population genetics in part C, you can get 4% in your paper. Next is recombination. Again, questions are asked from this topic: homologous and non-homologous recombination. Recombination frequencies is also important. Polygenic inheritance and complementation analysis is important from this topic. Now the topic, unit number 9, diversity of life forms. The weightage is very low, and I will suggest you can leave this unit, because if you know taxonomy well, you can solve this unit without any preparation. So you can leave this unit, or you can prepare some important points of this unit. Next is the unit number 10, that is ecology. In part B, it has weightage of 5 to 6%. In part C, it has weightage of 6 to 8%. This unit is very easy, because it is not related to any other units, any other previous and next units. So students, if you can start preparation of this unit just now without any base of biochemistry, you can start the preparation. This by preparing this unit, you will get extra advantage of 12 to 13%. So I will suggest you don't skip this unit. These are the important topics of ecology. Population ecology. Every time question is coming from this: survivorship curves, growth curves, distribution of population, K selected, R selected species. You will definitely find it in every paper. Next is the ecological pyramids, the pyramids of energy and biomass. This is important. Community ecology, keystone species, dominant species, umbrella species, ecological succession. These are important topics. Habitat and niche concept, it is again important. You must understand the different definitions of niche given by different researchers. Gauss exclusion principle, character displacement. Next is the energy flow in the ecosystem. Students, this is again important topic for the CSIR, production to biomass ratio of different ecosystems. Next is the biogeography of major terrestrial biomes and theory of island biogeography. Questions are asked from this topic since from the history. and this is very important topic. Next is the biodiversity conservation, hotspots, national parks, sanctuaries, biosphere reserves, various conservation strategies, and you will find a question related to India in this topic. So what are the hotspots in India? What are the national parks? Where they are located? Where the sanctuaries are there? How the why the sanctuaries are made? What is sanctuary? What is biosphere reserve? And about the theta species. The next unit is unit number 11, that is evolution. In part B, it has quite high weightage of 12 to 14%. In part C, it has weightage of 6 to 8%. It's an easy unit. I will suggest you don't skip this unit, and you can, just like ecology, you can start the preparation anytime. Important topics from the evolution. The two scientists who started this study, Lamarckism and Darwinism. You have to study their rules: natural selection, reproductive isolation, adaptive radiation. Next is the genetic drift, which is explained by the founder effect, bottleneck effect. This you have to study the geological time scale, history and major events in the different eras, periods of the prehistoric times. Phylogenetic tree construction, cladogram and molecular evolution. These are again important topics. Molecular clocks are very much important. There is different types of questions are asked from this topic. Concept of species and modes of speciation is again important. Allopatric, parapatric, sympatric, and there is one more, peripatric speciation. The concept of selection, directional, stabilizing, and disruptive selection is important. Behavior is next portion of this unit is actually evolution and behavior. So half part is behavior. So in which the kin selection, altruism, the behavior concepts, biological clocks are very important. Students, unit number 12, that is applied biology. This unit is mixture of the plant biotechnology and animal biotechnology. It has a weightage of 6 to 8% in both part B and C. And it's a quite easy unit. Important topics from this units are agrobacterium mediated genes transfer. You all know that this is very hot topic, and it is one of the most favorite topic, how the agrobacterium transfer its genes to the host. Next is the marker assisted selection and breeding. Vaccine production and types of vaccines is also important. Bioresources, which are used for the biodiversity, bioremediation, phytoremediation, are very important. And the next unit is unit number 13, that is methods in biology. Weightage of this unit in part B is 12 to 16%. In part C, it is 8 to 12%. Dear students, this unit is based on the first 4 units of the CSIR, and don't skip this unit at any cost, because lot number of questions are coming from this unit. Important topics of this unit. The first is biophysical methods, that is X-ray diffraction, NMR, spectroscopy, and the most important is circular dichroism. You can prepare it in very detail and can score good. Next is the recombinant DNA technology, the techniques which are related to the DNA and RNA. So the isolation of these components and vectors, it is also very important. Next is in vitro mutagenesis, relation technique, gene knockout techniques, DNA sequencing, expression analysis, and other things. Next is the statistical methods. They are also important. Microscopic techniques, types of microscopy are very important. Immunological techniques such as ELISA, RIA, immunoprecipitation, flow cytometry, immunofluorescence microscopy are very, very important for this from this unit. Thank you, friends. This is my contact number and mail ID. If you have any query about the examination, feel free to contact me on my personal mail ID and mobile number. Thank you for your patience.